Before time, before gods, there was only silence. And then, something screamed in the dark. Welcome to Dark Origins, a mythology carved in blood. Have you ever wondered what came before the beginning? Not heaven, not light, but something much colder, much darker, a scream in the void, a corpse beneath the stars. You were probably told it started with light, with warmth, with kindness, maybe even with the word of a god. But the Norse believed something else. Their world did not begin in peace. It began in chaos, in screaming, in ice, in fire, and in blood. Before gods, before men, before even time, there was only the void. They called it Ginnungagap, the yawning nothing. Ginnungagap was not just an empty void. It was the cradle of all existence, a cosmic abyss where opposites clashed and creation was born. Neither light nor dark, neither fire nor ice. It held the potential for everything and nothing. To the south of this void burned Muspelheim, a realm of endless flame and scorching heat. Muspelheim was ruled by the fire giant Surt, whose flaming sword would one day set the world ablaze. To the north lay Niflheim, a kingdom of mist, shadow, and ice. Niflheim, shrouded in eternal cold, was said to harbor the roots of Hell's dark kingdom, where the dead would one day wander. These realms were not just places. They were forces, primordial and untamed, waiting to shape or destroy. When the fires of Muspelheim met the frost of Niflheim in the center of Ginnungagap, something stirred. From the melting ice emerged the first being. Ymir. He was no god. He was no man. He was a frost giant, a Jotun, massive in size, elemental in form. He was a being of chaos, and from his armpits, yes, his armpits, came the first of his kind, a male and a female, and from his legs came a monstrous child with 6 heads. This is how the Jotnar, the race of giants, began. Ymir was fed by a creature just as strange, Audhumla, a primeval cow who licked the ice for sustenance. She was no mere beast. She was a force of creation. Her milk sustained the chaos of Ymir. Her tongue carved order from the frost. In her act of licking the ice, she birthed the first spark of divine lineage, setting the stage for the gods themselves. From the salt of the ice she licked emerged another being, Buri. Buri would father Bor, and Bor would father 3 sons, Odin, Vili, These 3 brothers, the first Aesir gods, looked upon Ymir and his monstrous children, and saw the chaos they threatened to unleash. Ymir's very existence was a threat to order. His massive form devoured the cosmos potential, and his children, the Jotnar, multiplied without end. Their chaotic power threatened to overwhelm the world. The brothers saw no other path. Creation demanded destruction. They decided Ymir had to die. Why? Because nothing could grow while he lived. He was too massive. His body consumed the cosmos. So Odin, Vili, and V attacked. The brothers climbed the bones of chaos. Each step shook Ginnungagap itself. They surrounded Ymir while he slept, and with blades of magic and will, they struck, again and again, until the void ran red. It was the first act of divine violence, the first murder in all of creation. They slayed Ymir with all their might. His blood, so vast and overwhelming, flooded the world. So powerful was the deluge that it drowned almost all the giants. Only one Jotun survived, Bergelmir and his wife. They escaped on a primitive raft, and from them all future giants would descend. Ymir's body was then carved like a sacrifice. His flesh became the land. His blood, the oceans. His bones, the mountains. His hair, the trees. His skull, the sky. From the sparks of Muspelheim, Odin placed stars across the sky. He set the sun and moon on paths, forcing them to move, like prey being chased, and to hold up the heavens. They placed 4 dwarves, Nordri, Sudri, Ostri, Vestri. They were not mere laborers, forged from the earth's depths. They were craftsmen of the cosmos. Their strength held the sky aloft. Their kind would later shape the treasures of the gods. But the world still had no people. So Odin found 2 fallen trees on the shore, an ash and an elm. He breathed into them. Odin gave them breath. Vili granted them will. V gave them senses, the ability to see, hear, and feel the world. Ask and Embla were not born screaming. They awoke, already knowing they were alone, in a world made from a corpse, surrounded by gods they did not understand, and giants that wanted them dead. From the ash came Ask, the first man. From the elm came Embla, the first woman. They were fragile, small, but filled with something the giants never had: fate. And so Midgard, the world of men, was born, a fragile space encircled by the corpse of a giant, guarded by gods, surrounded by chaos. But this murder, this divine sacrifice, did not come without consequence. The giants remembered. They hated the gods. They called them oathbreakers, slaughterers, and they whispered of a day that would come, when the gods would fall, when the sky would split like bone, when wolves would devour the sun, and the blood of gods would soak the roots of Yggdrasil. Ragnarok. Ragnarok was not just an end. In the Norse world, creation and destruction were a cycle, a wheel forever turning. Ymir's death birthed the world, but the world would one day die, to birth something new again. This tale, passed down through the skald songs and etched in the ancient Eddas, is more than a story. It is the heartbeat of a people who saw the world as a battleground of order and chaos, where even gods were not above betrayal. This is not a story of peace. It is a story of violence, of sacrifice, of betrayal. This is the Norse creation. So when you walk the forests, climb the mountains, stand under the stars, remember, you're standing on the bones of a murder the gods tried to forget, but the frost remembers. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to follow the next descent. Next time, we reveal how the gods forged Asgard and awakened the fury of the giants they betrayed. Will their world survive what they started? Find out in the next chapter. Stay curious, stay safe, and above all, stay in the light.
Got a monster inside of me, you better watch out if you ignite me. A road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed him all the hate and he grows me, and he gets claws real big, pissed off quick. And if you cross him, you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling the sword, never getting bored, loves the blood and gore. Always wanting more, feeding from the source. They don't really understand until they feel the force departed. If you start shit, you'll be heartless in the darkness. Torn apart quick, you left scars ripped, you'll be chewed up and discarded.